Hey, what's your story? Like, when's the last time you really went in depth and shared a good version, maybe a little bit longer version of your story, the thing that makes you who you are today, whether it's a business story or a personal experience? We've all got them, and we've got multiple stories, don't get me wrong, but there's this signature story or this pivoting point that transformed something in your life or your business or both that really got you over the hump or got you to be more resilient or whatever it is. What is your story? And are you telling it? Are you telling it to people when they ask who you are, what you do? Are you telling it on stage when you're speaking to a group or an audience or on a webinar or in person? Are you telling it on video like this so that your followers and friends could really get to know, like, and trust you more? Oh, it is so important. Are you thinking that, oh, it's too personal, I don't want to share, or nobody wants to hear it, or, it's just like everybody else's story? I want to encourage you to share your story more. You can share it in pieces, you can share it part by part in phases, you can do all kinds of content creation around your story, of course. But I think when we share our story more, it helps us actually grow and expand more than it even does for the people listening, frankly. So it could be time to share your story again. It's interesting because recently I was at an event and I was sharing a story about my health. Not the main pivotal story, but I was sharing a story about my health journey. And it really did, it inspired me. It inspired me to want to take care of my health and my body even more. Um, I've been on stages many times, and a lot of times I used to think that telling my story was a waste of time. They're here for the content, they're here for the training, they're here for the things I'm going to teach them, right? But most people are craving for a story because it connects them more. So I've had to get over that when in my own speaking and really tell my story more. And most of the time, it's the stories that I shared in my book, Love Yourself Successful. I have other books, but the main story of um, my transformation is in this book. And so I wrote a book about it, right? Love Yourself Successful. What do you think my story entails? It has to do with loving myself more, but also loving myself enough to leave an unhappy marriage, and not settling for an unhappy, unfulfilled love life when I didn't know what's on the other side of that, right? I just had to trust and leap out into faith that it would be better. And it is, right? Did it take a little time in the online dating world? Oh yeah, it did, right? I have lots of fun stories about that. Um, but it it was that story that I think brought a lot of amazing clients to me, a lot of women who had a similar feeling or gut feeling that just something wasn't right or they just weren't feeling enough in their personal relationships. It brought them to me for those kinds of that kind of an encouragement, inspiration, as well as the business stuff too, of course. But because of my story, those right women came through, and a few men too at the time. Throughout the last, I don't know, 15 years or so, they've been coming because of that heart-centered love, passion, not settling, kind of an attitude, I guess it is, that uh, I have, right? And I didn't always have that, but I had to go through that with my story. And so I don't know, I just wanted to get on today and encourage you to share your story more, whether it's your personal life story, a business example story, some kind of self growth or personal growth or professional growth story, or it's a deeper story, something really traumatic that you overcame or got through or got to the other side of. Um, Even if it just helps one person, right? Including yourself. It'll help you. I know it will by telling your story more. But, we're here on this planet to help more people, serve more people, and sharing our story is just one really big and amazingly free way to do that. So, you don't have to run a bunch of fancy, Facebook ads or anything like that. You can just be yourself and tell that story. Um, I'd love to chat with you if you're having trouble telling your story, or if you want to put your story into a book. As you know, I have a Jumpstart Publishing. I have a publishing company. So I'm happy to help you share your story in a book, in a signature talk, in your everyday life, in some way. I think in this world that we live in today, it's more important than ever to continue to share our stories. And so I'll leave you with that. And hopefully you come check me out at jumpstartyourbiznaw.com. Get on the email list if you want to buy the book, actually, and give you some inspiration on writing your own or hear my story. You can go to loveyourselfsuccessful.com and get the book. But either way, share your story, talk more about it, and I want to hear what becomes of it when you do. Okay, have a good day.